How's it going, guys? Well, welcome back to the channel. Today I showed you the step-by-step how to remove the front wheel and the front suspension of your CRF300L. Let's get started. Just a few comments before we get started. The idea of what we're going to do here more or less applies to most motorcycles, so even if you have a different motorcycle, that should give you a pretty good idea of what has to be done. First, you need to lift the front wheel off the ground. You're going to loosen these two bolts using a 10mm socket. Now you're going to loosen the axle using a 14mm Allen key. You can leave it here for now, we're just going to loosen it. Now for these two screws you need a 5mm Allen key. Now you're going to loosen these two screws using an 8mm socket. Now we are going to loosen the brake caliper using a 12mm socket. Now what I recommend you to do is to have some kind of a cord or elastic band, whatever it is, just to hold up the brake caliper. And just pay attention that here you still have the ABS cable connected. So now you can pull the axle off. Then you're going to slide the wheel out. And what you have to pay attention in here is that connected to the wheel you're going to have a spacer on this side and also a spacer on the opposite side. So just keep everything in order, not to lose track of it. What I like to do is to take the axle and then immediately put the spacer in its right position, like this. Now you're going to remove two screws here, one on each side, using a 5mm Allen key. Now here in the back you have another screw. $8mm Allen key, we're going to remove the ABS sensor. Now just follow the cable and you're going to see that there's another clip for the ABS cable. I'm going to remove this screw, 8mm socket. Now remove this screw. If you plan on servicing your front suspension, that's a good moment to already crack open the top cap on both sides, because it's quite hard to do it after it's out of the motorcycle. So if that's the case, using a 30mm socket, you can already loosen it before you remove the suspension from the motorcycle. 10mm socket. You have only 4 screws fixating the suspension, so careful in here. Once you remove the last screw, then the suspension is going to be free, so you have to be ready to catch it. And that is the step-by-step on how to remove the front wheel and the front suspension of your CRF300L. If this video was useful to you, really appreciate it if you can leave your like, subscribe, and I see you in the next video.